I feel this character is probably rather poor timing. Plague Knight by Terriosot has been a passion project for supposedly the past 3 years, which means that it's conceived just before a major pandemic spread across the entire globe. Ignoring that little piece of irony / foreshadowing, this is a pretty great mod. Starting off with his moveset, Plague Knight's jump ability is the double jump. Truly revolutionary. Sarcasm aside, the ability is pretty weak on his own, partially because Plague Knight seems to have a lower jump than the vanilla cast, but if you combine it with his other abilities, well, then you're getting somewhere. Tapping spin will cause you to throw out a bomb, which after a few seconds will explode, damaging enemies. You can have a maximum of 3 out at once, with each throw giving you a little height, but the coolest thing about the bombs is probably the fact they are pretty heavily affected by the environment in a way I haven't really seen with a projectile before. You'll definitely recognise them as actual objects in the game mode instead of just flying damage hitboxes, as they bounce off springs and seemingly each other if they collide in mid-air. Again, beyond their physics, nothing too spectacular, but just let them combine with Plague Knight's final ability. Holding spin will cause Plague Knight to charge up a bomb burst, an explosion centered on himself that acts as both an AoE attack and a mobility action. Holding forwards while using this will launch you further forward, while holding backwards will send you further up. Now this is where the fun begins. To say that Plague Knight can be exploited is an extreme understatement. Combining your double jumps, bomb throws and bomb bursts in the correct manner will cause you to cover some frankly ridiculous distances, more so than almost any other non-flying character I've seen. In areas where you can despawn your bombs and reset your bomb counter, such as the falling bridge at the end of Castle Eggman Act 1, Plague Knight becomes the unrivaled master of the air as you slowly ascend towards your goal, with theoretically no limit to your reach. Of course, this has offensive capabilities as well. Bosses that are within reach of your bombs are very much subject to a technique I'd like to call the pain train, because every time they get hit by a bomb, they get damaged and despawn the bomb that hit them. You can see how this ends up going. Plague Knight sprites are gorgeous. All of the sprites seem to be custom made, as I can't think of any Shovel Knight games in this art style. Beautifully coloured and full of life, they fit right in while still being distinctly similar to the Shovel Knight artwork. If you were to say these were official sprites, I believe you. The effects from bomb burst and bomb explosions also look great, and his death animation is definitely better than just jumping up and then falling back down. In general though, it was kind of impossible to mess this guy up for me, as I'm a sucker for any character design with a Plague Doctor mask. Some other minor things before I give my conclusion. Plague Knight has slightly modified momentum and properties than the vanilla cast, being unable to skid and having to properly decelerate before stopping, which can occasionally lead to you slowly sliding towards the edge of a platform despite your best attempts to turn around. He also flies much further back upon being hit than vanilla cast, which I can only assume is either a reference to how damage works in Shovel Knight, having never played it, or a glitch with his modified momentum. This can get pretty annoying, especially in boss fights where you're likely to get damaged a lot, and where you're sometimes on platforms with no walls. Finally, pressing custom 1 will cause him to crouch. I have no idea why it's called that, as it actually causes you to dance. Mods that keep a custom key spared just for a dance are the best mods. Plague Knight is a pretty solid 9 out of 10. Cool moveset, well developed sprites, a lot of personality. This is a good mod. It's pretty unique with just how absolutely broken his moveset can get, although considering they don't exactly hide this on the mod page, and in fact encourage it, makes me assume this is intentional. The fact that he gets that knocked back so far, every time he's hit, is probably my only real gripe with the mod, but again, I'm assuming this is to make him more accurate to Shovel Knight, the game he's originally from. My already inconsistent upload schedule is likely to become even more so over the next few weeks, as I'm going to be beginning my 500 sub special in advance, seeing as how the last few videos has had pretty major sub growth, so I'm going to apologise for any delays now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and ciao.